Oh, it's been a long time coming. Obviously, not a post-race one since Silverstone or Belgium, because hey, I've been at the track for both of them, so I haven't really had time to do something like this. But we are back with a post-race stream, and my oh my, I am in like two minds right now. So the initial mind is, God damn it, if you come, follow my screen over while I full screen it for you. My initial thought is, Aston Martin definitely look like, basically this team here, McLaren, Kick, Piastri, Norris, Bortoleto, Alonso, Hadjar, not with Hadjar. Let me do it in. If we had McLaren, Aston, Norris, Piastri teams, with, what would it have been, Lawson, no one realistically would have had Bortoleto in that team. Let's get frank. Yeah, let's get frank. Let's say it's a team very much like that with Piastri there. They are the winners today with 285 points. But I'm not going to complain one bit. 2.7 million budget increases, which means I definitely can use the 4A teams. That little bit of Leclerc bad luck minus 0.1 means I will probably be able to use him. Although I haven't made my mind up. I'm going to be going into that a little bit later. And 261 points, 24 point deficit lost. But the issue is why I'm also happy about it, and I'm a little bit smug about it, is because if we head over to McLaren, Ferrari, Piastri, the exact same teams that I was running before of, where are they? Piastri, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Behrman, which is the team I would have run. Yeah, 232. So as you can tell, I'm quite happy that. Well, I'm not. And I'm not happy, obviously, for everyone who got the Behrman issues. But thankfully, I didn't go for him. My oh my. Lando's clumsy start gives him a W. Yeah, I know. What? Like, honestly, Hungary always pulls it out of the bag on that sort of thing where I never expected it to be a great race. It's Hungary. It's never going to be crazy. There were a lot of points in that race where I was a bit like, oh, okay, everyone's just stuck behind each other. But with the different strategies and a fight for the win, Charles Leclerc's pace just falling off a cliff, which did my head in because I needed him realistically to do more than that. It was annoying. But wow. The championship's close, man. I can't believe it. Every race weekend, I think something like Piastri. I thought Piastri was going to get first. Norris was going to get third. And we were going to be like, what would that gap been? 25, 26 points heading into the summer break? Now it's only 9. I can't believe it. I had Behrman and wasted my no negative last weekend. Yeah. No, this is so typical, isn't it? Whereas, like, I know for a fact a lot of people will be in the same boat as you, Natalie. So at least there's that, like you can. A lot of people had that issue. Hey Zach, I was thinking of Aston as such a last minute, but a good race. Yeah, honestly, I'm not too annoyed about the Aston Martin. Out of everyone else, because unless you also had Piastri and Norris, a lot of people's teams with Aston Martin was Piastri, Leclerc, McLaren, Aston Martin, and as you can see, Leclerc compared to Hulkenberg, Alonso, Stroll, which is one of the drivers you probably would have got rid of, even Lawson, it's not that much of a difference. So the worst swing possible from those teams is 11 plus. It's a 15-point swing. So I'm not too annoyed. 272 with Limitless. Oh my word. Yeah. Aye. Wow. Yeah, no. I completely forgot about the Limitless plays. Ferrari really blundered that. I mean, does anyone actually know what happened to Leclerc at the end there? Because he looked so fast on those mediums, and then they were being so vague about what issue he had. It had to be power unit, surely, but they just weren't saying it. But Leclerc was pissed, and understandably, that's another race he should have won and lost because of either it was mechanical issues. I don't really know what was going on over there, but wow. To be fair, I also did think there was a time that George Russell could have won that race on the penultimate lap. The penultimate lap, when Piastri locked up, I thought that was both the McLarens gone spinning, and then potentially we would have had Russell. Imagine it was Austria 2024 all over again, and George Russell somehow manages to scrape a win. Yeah, it's poor guy, man. I don't know what's going on at Ferrari, but it makes things interesting because actually, let me get into some in-depth F1 Fantasy analysis. So, initially, straight away, Bortoleto, 25 points, considering nothing happened for Bortoleto. What am I talking about? Nothing happened. Considering we knew he was going to get minus 0.2 and no one really used him, Bortoleto at 25 is perfect because now coming into next race weekend, if we head over to the budget building, if you follow me, Bortoleto 7 plus 25. Bortoleto is going to need like negative points to get up to 5.1 million. So Bortoleto at 4.5 million, he's going to be a must. You've also got Lawson, who's going to have 9 and 7. He's going to be a must. And then you also have Alonso now, where I'm in a position. This is the issue I have, everyone, and I'd like all of your opinions on it. Because I am in a situation where I can go Piastri, Leclerc, maybe Russell. If Russell still looks better, we'll get onto that. That will basically be or who looks better after FP2, FP3 situation. But Piastri, another 2A driver, but I can physically afford to have Leclerc. McLaren, Ferrari, if they still look like the better out of Mercedes, we can still go that route. But if I went that route, it would definitely have to be Colapinto, Bortoleto, Lawson. Bortoleto and Lawson look great for budget. However, here's the thing. If Mercedes keep up this like sort of pace, same-ish style that they've been to Ferrari that we saw in Hungary, and bear in mind Zandvoort, similar, not exactly the same track layout, but very similar track layout, we have this situation where I could be running Piastri, McLaren, Mercedes, and then that would mean I could run Alonso, Bortoleto and Lawson, and get this, I'm pretty sure with that amount of money, budget building on a 4A build, can we just appreciate how insane that is? That's potentially what could happen there. So budget building, brilliant. The best 3 budget building assets potentially coming into this race weekend. You know, Stroll and Hulkenberg will still be good, but they're too expensive these days. And then you also have the thing where, who's the other A-tier driver I can use? Again, I can use whoever I want on that sort of situation. But so we're getting to the point where it's going to get really, really, really interesting. But coming into Zandvoort, I could again be budget building, but with Piastri, Leclerc, McLaren, Mercedes, with Alonso, Bortoleto, Lawson. And can you all appreciate how exciting this is? That if it gets to the point that we go to like 2 race weekends ahead and they're both all getting me, yeah, Oz, that's what I'm talking about. And the points alone. Bear in mind, this weekend wasn't ideal because there was a lot of crazy stuff happening. But even if we take, even if we're being mean to ourselves and take Leclerc, and then we took Alonso, but if this weekend, this team would have got us this. And this is the team I'm looking to run. 275. Bear in mind, this weekend was not a great weekend for running Ferrari. And here's the thing. Then if you run Mercedes, we're looking at close to 300 points. Oh, don't even get me tempted. Yeah, and the budget building's looking brilliant. Sorry, I've been distracted by my own craziness. How could it have looked triple McLaren and kick with 3 times... Oh, right. No, I'm still a big fan of using... what's it called? Using actually DRS in Sao Paulo or Qatar. He hated the setup. Yeah, of course. I heard it was fuel issues. So there could have been multiple different things, yeah. Norris was too good today, better than Monaco. Well, I don't think that... Monaco, he put it on pole, which was brilliant. But today, he actually had to put on some defensive moves. So, brilliant from him. Bortoleto and also back in the cards after summer. Alonso and no... Yes, so Kiptu, this is exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah. If we're now at that situation where I do think that we're going to be seeing teams... Let's just call it with Russell instead. So, let's say Russell is the best one. We're going to be seeing teams with Piastri, Russell... Yeah, Piastri, Russell, Alonso, Bortoleto, Lawson, McLaren, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, depending on what happens. Can we appreciate that is a budget building team that is scoring 4A points. This is incredible. I cannot believe it. And to think, Antonelli, I don't think I'm going to be using him. But again, a lot of people can now switch over to these teams because Antonelli with 14 does just enough to keep him in contention. Because if we head back over to the budget building again, we'll see. Antonelli, 21 and 14. He will need around 10 to 15 points to go up 0.6 million next weekend, which is perfect. That's fine. So I genuinely would be surprised if we don't see a lot of shifting. We're going to see a lot of people moving over to minimum Piastri Antonelli. Definitely a lot of people want Piastri Russell, Piastri Leclerc. But who's the second constructor? We're going to find out. But if it looks close again with Mercedes, I think a lot of people, myself included, might stick out with Mercedes because at that point, then we're saving budget. And then I'm not kidding you. If Zandvoort goes well and I can get Alonso, so Alonso's going to go up to 7.5. If Zandvoort goes well, Alonso will go up to 8.1. I drop Alonso down to Colapinto from 8.1 to 4.5. I'm pretty sure that puts me in Piastri, Norris, McLaren, Mercedes contention. By, what's the race after Zandvoort? Give me a second. What's the race after Zandvoort? By Monza. Oh my word. Imagine me just casually just telling everyone here. So, for the Italian Grand Prix, I will be running Piastri, Norris, McLaren, Mercedes. Incredible. And worst case scenario, I'll go, well, I have to go Piastri Verstappen, Piastri Leclerc, McLaren Ferrari look good again. I cannot believe how exciting this is going to get. This is going to get really good now. And I can't tell you enough. Everyone in the chat right now, F1 Fantasy starts today. This is where it gets juicy because we're going to be seeing some crazy points teams. And I'm so excited for it. I can't tell you how excited I am for it. Do you think Mercedes is more worth than Ferrari at this point? I think they're equal. So coming into Zandvoort, it will now definitely be a case of who looks better in practice, you go for them. Depending on where your situation is. Because also, it then comes down to a point situation of, well, okay. Actually, yeah, no. I retract my statement there. No, Mercedes now look better. My bad. The gist of it is, if Mercedes and Ferrari... yeah, sorry, I got distracted by the comment. If Mercedes and Ferrari, similar pace, Mercedes. If Mercedes is faster than Ferrari, Mercedes. If Ferrari is only slightly faster than Mercedes, probably still Mercedes then, because it opens up this budget we're talking about. I now think Ferrari have to be looking at battling, like I had basically with, like Mercedes at Spa, it's now Ferrari's turn in Zandvoort. Unless Ferrari have got the actual pace to keep it in the top three, it looks like Mercedes will be the ones to go for, because then you can use the budget building assets to go even further up in F1 Fantasy and you get the better points. Absolutely incredible. Man, I can't just sign... Statement is a better choice. Stroll is a better choice than both Haas drivers. And yeah, I know. Stroll, 13 points. He's the GOAT. What can we say? Hey Nico, how's it going, man? Behrman DNF really got me now. I cannot move to Leclerc, Piastri, Ferrari, McLaren. But I can still get a good team. So, Nico, here's the thing we were just talking about. There's the potential that we're not even looking at McLaren, Ferrari anymore. And we're looking at McLaren, Mercedes. Yeah. So, Ferrari have to pull something out of the bag. Otherwise, I think people will be going for McLaren, Mercedes. And, wow, we're going to be seeing some very, very, very interesting teams right there. I mean, hey, I want our teams to get finalised. It's going to take longer than this. But I want to try the maths out. Actually, right, we're going to do the maths live on stream. Let me get my phone out. Right, everyone. Oh, this could get dodgy, this maths here. This could get very, very dodgy. Right, let's have a look, shall we? So, Piastri is going up the max. Okay, where's my calculator? So, I'm going to be going up 2.7 million. So, I have 125.9 plus 2.7. I have 128.6 million in the bank. To run the teams that I really want to go for, 26.1 plus 0.3 would be Piastri. Then let's say Leclerc. Who do I go for here? Let's say Leclerc is now 23.9. He is 23.9 now. Then Alonso will be 7.5. Lawson will be 4.5. Bortoletto will be 4.5. So that's all my drivers plus McLaren plus Mercedes. Yeah, lads, I've done the maths. Piastri, Leclerc. Bear in mind, probably would be Russell instead. Sorry, my bad for hurting your ears there. The mic fell. Would be with, so Piastri, Leclerc, bear in mind Russell is even cheaper. Piastri, Leclerc, Alonso, Lawson, Bortoletto, looking like the best budget building assets coming into Zandvoort, with McLaren and Mercedes 126.1. It's not going to focus, is it? 126.1. I would have 2.4, 2.5 million left over in budget. What does that mean? Well, if I really wanted to, really wanted to, wow. If I really wanted to, I could go to Leclerc. How much money would I need to run up? I'm pretty sure I could go Piastri, Verstappen. I wouldn't be doing that because then I'd have to run Colapinto. But it also means, yeah, a lot to think about. You've either got Piastri, Leclerc, McLaren, Ferrari with no budget building Alonso on your team, or Piastri, Leclerc, McLaren, Mercedes with the budget building Alonso. Or you bring in Russell. Oh, there's so much excitement to think about. I'm so excited for this. Oh, hey, who knows? Maybe Aston Martin will be another team you want to look at again. If you haven't been focusing on budget building, it's scary times. Yeah, Kip 2. I need to, how the hell do I pin that message? Yeah. It is scary times, everyone, for everyone. That's what I'm saying. Also, for anyone who had Behrman going down minus 0.6 million, if Mercedes come into Zandvoort and they look fine, you don't even have to worry about that. You should still be good to bring in those Piastri Russell teams. Oh, I'm looking very excited for it. Craig says, fuck, I've had Aston and switched them out for Ferrari. Seriously, last weekend, dead. Yeah, that's typical. That is F1 fantasy for you. She's a cruel mistress. If track is cool, go for Mercedes. It's... Damn it, my camera's gone. Give me a second to find where the other battery is. No, I might be doing this without a cam. No. There we go. Go for Mercedes for 1 week and switch to Ferrari. Yeah, or we could be doing that. Oh man, I love when there's so many different strategies. And I mean, I've only been talking about the meta ones, and I feel like I might get stuck in that track of only doing that. You might see on the fantasy formula, I mean, we've got 3 weeks to think about it. On the fantasy formula, I'll probably just be only talking about that, and Adam will have to be reeling me back in. But no. Remember, there's still people who need to use other teams. And I'll be like, right, yeah, my bad. But for anyone who wants to see what my team's looking at right now, 126 points. 126? What am I crazy? 261 points. I got all the numbers right, but put them in different ways around. 261 points, 2.7 million in budget. So that means I will now be looking at a budget of 128.6 coming into Zandvoort, which clears me 100% using Piastri, Leclerc, McLaren, Ferrari teams if the meta goes to that way. It also clears me to do Piastri, Russell, McLaren, Mercedes teams, Piastri, Leclerc, Mercedes, Piastri, Russell, McLaren, Mercedes teams, all of the above. And what's exciting is it only puts me 2-3 million off Piastri Norris teams. And then when we've got Piastri Norris, I'm sitting pretty. Budget building no longer matters. I can promise you, once we get to the point where you can run in and out at least Piastri, Norris, McLaren, Mercedes, or Piastri, Norris, McLaren, Ferrari, you don't have to worry about budget anymore. Wow, gee whiz, I'm very excited to actually see someone using Bortoletto. What a guy. I can't believe you used Bortoletto. Huge dubs for you there. What made you swing Bortoletto? Yeah, this microphone, this camera's gone. Where's my other camera? I'll be looking at it. 244 with Behrman, DNF. I could have had Strollman. Yeah. So, Bortoletto still went down minus 0.2, but definitely good on points. That works 100%. Had him pass to... fair enough, yeah. There's just so many good options I'll talk about. Give me a second to find this other camera, if I can. Let me turn off that for a second. Where's this other camera? Because my battery is exhausted. It might be a no go here. Where's my camera? Gabby, Gabby, Gabby. Gabby bought a little, Gabby bought a little. That's typical. Cannot find it at all. Where did I put that rubbish? Ah, found it, found it. Found it. Huge. Yeah, mate, this... Have you seen the price of capture cards? I'm not paying 100 quid. I got this one for like 30, 40 quid. And it does the job. Well, when I've actually got battery in my camera. That's both of my batteries gone. That is typical. Right, let's see what we're saying with this camera. Let me get back into OBS. We're going to see behind the scenes stuff. Let's get rid of that. Let's add a new one. It's video capture device. No, this one. There he is. Cool. Let's get this back and running. I had driver of the day from the last 4 to 5 races in the team. Yeah, I'm a little bit salty about the Bortoletto driver of the day. A little bit salty about that because it should have. I wanted it to be Alonso. No surprises why I wanted it to be an Alonso. But to be fair, let me shrink my camera a little bit more than that. But to be fair, Alonso had a great race, and I was like, come on, this has got Alonso written all over it. 27 points, that would be brilliant. But no, yeah, I voted for Alonso as well. I'd love to hear what everyone's saying with who they voted for driver of the day. I'm assuming basically anyone who had Alonso voted Alonso. Anyone who had Bortoletto voted Bortoletto. And then the general public liked Bortoletto more. I mean, I was surprised to see Leclerc that high up because you can only vote driver of the day after what? Like, after a big amount of the race. And by that point, Leclerc was third going on fourth. So I guess people were like trying to be sympathetic. I don't know. Limitless wasted. Yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow on the Limitless one. Realistically, it was another Imola situation where yeah, Michael. I'm not even gonna BS as well. I voted Alonso for very selfish reasons as well. That is how the game goes. Like 100%. Sometimes you got to do it when we know how everyone will sort of do. Realistically, I probably would have given it to Lando Norris if for winning the race. Lando Norris or Bortoletto, actually. Bortoletto still did well. And actually, Alonso still could have deserved it as well. But, yeah, definitely a slight bit of bias. But Limitless, my bad, yeah. Limitless was just, that was so painful. Verstappen was just nowhere in the race. Terrible pit stop strategy from Red Bull. Hamilton, again, nowhere as well. Got stuck behind Behrman too long. That was game over from that point. As soon as they weren't moving up the field quick enough, yeah, it was donezo. Yeah. Everyone agree. Hit that like. Oh, actually, to be fair, how close are we now to 3,100 subs? Yeah, we're 4. I don't know if you can see that. We're 4 subs away from 3,100. Let's get it. How much will your budget gap increase? 2.7 this weekend. So I'm very happy with that. 2.7, Damon, means I move up to 280. No, 280, I wish. 128.6 million in budget, which means I have free reign for basically any team heading into Zandvoort, which is perfect. If Ferrari look better than Mercedes, I can go, cool, I want to go Ferrari. If Mercedes look better, cool, I can go Mercedes and actually continue building a heck of a lot of budget. I'm in a very, very good position right now, and I can't wait to show you all the teams I'll be cooking up over the summer break. Because I tell you what, I'm so annoyed this is obviously happening over summer break because I just want to get these teams back in action. I'm just so excited for it, man. Yeah, and here's the great thing about this, and this is where I go back to holding. This is where I go back to holding autopilot, holding extra DRS, because after Zandvoort, I'll be running maximum Piastri Leclerc. But this means by Brazil, definitely by Cota as well. I can't remember which one's come first. I'm pretty sure it's Cota. But basically, come the next sprint race, I will have Piastri Norris and McLaren Mercedes or McLaren Ferrari, which means instantly on the sprint race weekend, I go, okay, cool. Piastri Norris in my team, autopilot. I don't need to put Sauber in my team. Same thing for extra DRS. Cool. Piastri Norris already there. It is perfect. Got to talk to those Kick Sauber engineers. What are they smoking into the cart, mate? And then even Hulkenberg had a brilliant race. Like, obviously nothing to write home about because of where he started, but he finished, what, 14th, 13th? 13 overtakes? Incredible. Incredible. I mean, realistically, the only two people... I would say Tsunoda, Colapinto, Behrman, only three to have bad races. Even Gasly, nothing crazy. Hadjar, it was all right. It wasn't anything spectacular either there. But... actually, Hamilton also. So, Behrman, Colapinto, Tsunoda, Hamilton. Leclerc relatively as well had a bad race considering. And I think Piastri, he's going to be a bit annoyed with the race as well. But those drivers are the ones. You're in a great position, Zach. I only went up 2.7, but it was well needed. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Listen, let me get the maths up for you, everyone. Because I believe everyone... If Mercedes look on par or slightly behind Ferrari heading into Zandvoort, let me do the calculations. You can be running teams like this, and I think everyone who can afford it should be running teams like this. So Piastri will actually be 26.4. Russell will be 22.4. I believe he's going up 0.1. Alonso will be 7.5. Lawson will be 4.5. Bortoleto will be 4.5. McLaren will be 33.9. And Mercedes will be 23.4. If you have over 124.6 million in budget, that is the Alonso McLaren Mercedes team. Now get this. Say you don't have enough of that 7.5 on Alonso. Let's bring that down. If anyone basically has over 120 million in budget, 121.6 million to run Piastri, Russell, Colapinto, Lawson, Bortoleto, McLaren Mercedes, I think everyone should be running that team heading into this week and into next race weekend. That is painful if it's at 121. I think everyone should be looking at that teams because you're still getting budget building from Bortoleto and Lawson. Damon's, I think, keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. If Mercedes look good heading into Zandvoort, keep a close eye on it. 100%. I have over 120 million now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And that's what I'm saying. Because obviously I'm going to be running the exact same teams just with Alonso over Colapinto or Ferrari over Mercedes, depending on what happens. But yeah, wow. I can't believe how exciting things are going to get. Did you see where Behrman got the rear damage from? I did not actually. He was fighting Hadjar quite closely. Maybe it was there or maybe he hit a bump too hard. I had the same team for this weekend. Yeah, this team was brilliant. Piastri's annoyed every time he's not P1. Yeah, that's understandable, to be fair. What was your rank before Hungary? It was 5,200th with extra DRS, autopilot, and final fix still to go, I think. I really want them to update at least a provisional quite quickly because we've still got projected out, but I don't even know why I'm checking. We know what they're like over at F1 Fantasy, don't we? But yeah, brilliant race weekend. I mean, even with just this is the points before, this is the qualifying provisional points. Yeah, because it's only added 80 points on. Because it says 3,004. Yeah, 14. That would have been my 70 points from qualifying. So from just qualifying alone, I gained 200 points. I'm expecting to not go with anything crazy because I didn't have the best teams, but with not having Behrman, I expect to be within the top 4,000. I do expect it to be a green arrow, so I'm excited for that. Very, very excited for that, actually. Ooh! Right, what is the time, everyone? Okay. The one downside of the game is the rate of speed they update the points. Can you imagine if they took as long in FPL? Well, gee whiz, that's what I'm saying. If FPL, like, if FPL can do it as fast as they can, like, well, why can't F1 Fantasy? And also, like, I love F1 Fantasy tools, but because it's not like the professional one, you still get the slight little differences. Like, coming into Oz. The yacht's coming. Actually, to be fair, a yacht in Monaco probably would need more than 128.6 million. Where was I going with whatever I was talking about? I lost my train of thought. Right, no, yes. Here's the thing. F1 Fantasy Tools, they're slightly wrong sometimes. So Bortoletto might actually only be 24, 25, 23. Or he might be 26 and he's actually not down minus 0.2. We've had those things where, I remember I had it with Stroll in Monaco. It said he had 0.2 million increase. Or was it 0.6 million? One or the other. But then when it came down to it, he didn't actually have that because there was 1 point difference. Yeah, there's slight differences. But here's the thing, isn't it? If F1 Fantasy Tools can do it that quickly, what the hell is slowing these guys down over at the actual F1 Fantasy official? Like, live scoring should not be hard on a game like this. Like, overtaking, they constantly go, oh, but overtaking this, overtaking that. The overtakes are not hard to look at. If you have five people minimum looking at the entire race, keeping an eye on everything, you can literally see when they're overtaking and you just jot them down. Surely they have some sort of algorithm as well that can do it. I just feel like they do everything very, very manually and very, very, like, the longest way possible. And hey, normally you'd be like, oh, well, you know, at least, you know, it takes a while, but they're always spot on. But then they're not even spot on, because then we had the Silverstone thing where it took them 2 weeks to then revisit. And then they changed the Silverstone results for F1 Fantasy. So it's a whole nightmare over there. Damn, I had a Bearman and went safe Lawson swap over. Yeah, no, I took it very, very risky there, going for Lawson, going for Alonso, keeping instead of Bearman. And that was that one little move was a 37-point swing. Yes! Oh, huge. Love it. But anyway, right. Sorry, everyone. This has got to be a short post FP2 stream. Basically, what's the gist of it? I have to get ready for work. Gist of it is, Bortoletto and Lawson's going to be in everyone's team heading into Zandvoort. If you can afford Alonso with the 4A teams, bring him in. Mercedes and Ferrari look quite close coming into Zandvoort. If they do, I mean, then we go Mercedes over Ferrari because that allows us to bring Alonso into the team. If you have over 121.6 million, I highly recommend using the Piastri, Russell, McLaren, Mercedes teams heading into Zandvoort because you can actually budget build with these teams because Bortoletto and Lawson are at the price for and they still look good. So, and you really want to get in on these teams before the likes of Lawson and Bortoletto go up too much in value. And then what else is there? Keep an eye on people like Hulkenberg, Stroll. They're still good options for if you can't afford the 4A teams. However, and also keep an eye on Antonelli as the light version will be usable, but I think so many people will be able to use Piastri, Russell. They're not even going to look at that. Let's do a pre-race then, FP123 quality. Oh, Oz, trust me, after summer, because I won't be at so many of the circuits as well, it clears up a lot, which is quite exciting. So 100% will be doing them. Maybe not FP1, 2, and 3 streams, just because I genuinely don't know what the hell I would talk about in FP1 especially. I'd be like, oh wow, Norris has gone fastest. This means nothing. But anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all very, very soon. I don't actually know when we're doing the Fantasy Formula video. I know we're doing a mid-season review, so keep an eye on that. But yeah, I'll do some shorts, I'm sure, in the time coming up. Enjoy the summer break. I will be, yeah, FP2 100% most important. Fully agree with that. I'll be doing some fun videos over the break. Like I'll be doing some videos with the sim. I'll be doing some more more general F1 videos because I just love talking F1, don't I? So I love it. But that is me everywhere. But hey, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully we have a good Monday. And yeah, I'll do a sim stream as well and try to get some like lobbies going. That'd be good fun. But anyway, take care everyone.